To the first episode of Wake Us Up in the Hood with the man Brother L and yes,
Brother Joe.
Brother Joe. Today's episode is sponsored by the Soul Entrepreneur. You can catch him on Facebook and so on. But today we're just gonna have a conversation and to make our people aware about what is happening in our hood. There's an article today. I don't know if you saw it. As we're currently shooting, there's an article out where there have been about 15 firearms missing, neighbor, at the Mitchell's Plain police station. So we just want to talk about that, because I just feel that at the end of the day, that have a major impact in our community and what is taking place on ground level, in our hoods, in our ghettos, and it has an effect on the crime rate, my bro. So what is your input on that, bro?
Yo, me bro, to be honest with you, this whole thing, when I saw it, like, it's not the first time this thing is happening. So I think apparently it happened back in 2017 as well. And clearly we can see the impact that this has had on our communities, to an extent where we see crime levels going up. And now we are not just speaking about the effect of gangsterism. We're speaking about robberies. We're speaking about, innocent lighties being killed. There's so much to this whole thing, man. And we know on different levels that our government is incompetent. It's a given fact. It's been proven to us.
It's a failed state, my bro. It's a failed state. We're basically living in a failed state.
So having my opinion about that is about one, But to be honest with you, I think it's time now that people realize that we need to, as a people, we need to wake up and we need to take the stand. We need to get off our chairs at home, klaar met Zuidoosten hulle en Sewende Laan hulle en hy bestaan ze nou en allemaal hy goed is kyk en face reality, man. What is reality? You know what I mean? Because the reality for me is you're gonna sit at home and watch your showpiece and whatever while you light you walk to the shop and he get killed innocently by one of those guns that was stolen from the police station. You know what I mean?
And that's what makes me upset because now when you see this taking place, like there was a shooting, I think New Year, where there was a killing
in Beacon Valley.
4
people.
Now, but when you post that stuff on the social media and then you read the comments, it's the community itself. It's the community because we don't pimp. My bro, if the police is failing us,
who do you trust?
Who the fuck do we go to, my bro? Who do we trust inside? How can you expect a tiny that know who the shooter is, example, to go to this police station where there's guns getting missing, bro? Now the people need to think deeper than what they fucking seen, my bro, man. And we should stop this where we blaming because at the end of the day, my bro, you can see that the state has failed, especially us as colored people. And let's be realistic, because when you look at the prison system, my bro, more than 70% is us, bro. Then the men say, it's because of our hoodens and all this shit, and we want to be gangster and cults and all this stuff. But that's not the case, my bro, man. It's that the state have a hand to play. Even if you go deep into history and you see what happened in the apartheid era, my bro. With the likes of Project Coast and Kak, when they came and put mandrakes on the Cape Flats.
We project babies. I always say to people, and especially to young people, I say, guys, if you don't understand the concept of what these people are doing, it's a systematic game that they're playing. They knew that this thing is not gonna, disrupt us 20 years ago. They knew it's a long-term game. You know what I mean? So everything that is designed, the ghettos is designed in a manner that keeps us locked in. Who designed the houses? You know what I mean? Why is people not speaking about Wouter Basson? Why then? Who was the architects? Who was the people that drew up the plans to design the ghettos the way it is? Who came up with the concept of RDP housing?
But then you get the thing where you get a gat creeper. It's just, my bro, on this thing, we're gonna be realities. We are unmuzzled, man, when it comes to this, because about time our people wake up, you get a lot of fucking ass lickers, man. Now you get men that say that, that was fucking 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Now what's your response to that? Because, like you mentioned, my bro, it has a domino effect. You might not see it now, my bro, when they die like that, can promote the drugs here and whatever. But you can see it, my bro. But if you have that conscious eye, that conscious mindset, you can see how the past is still in play today. Apartheid hasn't ended, bro. Apartheid hasn't ended. You can see, my bro, that man that they force her move and through here in the plane and in our areas out there and them, how much shit they went through, how much fucking trauma they went through to lose everything, bro. And now they need to build, they need to go and look now for employment and all that stuff. And in that generation, there is youngsters that, my bro, they get born in that, since in that depression, in all that cat, my bro.
All that
since it's the same like the dope system as well, my bro. When you go to the Northern Cape, our brothers and sisters here, my bro, on the farms,
have you
my
seen
bro.
that shit?
My bro.
Yo, it's like, my bro, I've been there, no? And it's almost as if every second or every household, no, people are sitting outside. You go to what they would call to the dorpies, no? This is where you find their shopping centers and the malls and whatever the case may be, and you'll see who owns the liquor stores there, and who's the people buying the liquor. It's our people. It's like it's a daily thing. It's a thing that they need to have it every single day. But coming back to the topic of SAPS and our current situation that we're facing. So one of my buddies has been to the camp, right? He just recently graduated from the police academy. And you know, I never thought in a million years that he would even think about becoming a cop. But he's there now, and it's a good thing. You know, to have him there to see that, you know, at least, you know, part of my friends or my friend group that I grew up with, you know, decided to serve our community. Now, bear in mind that this young man is fresh into the force, right? Then I met another 3 of them. And I asked him, just by being curious about it, you know, like, what is the race representation in the new intake of the force? What's the usual thing? 10,000 police officers graduated from the police academy. Not even half of them are colored. Not even half of them are colored. Probably out of the 10,000, I would say, I might not be correct, but I would say probably like 500 or that's not even what percentage is that of that. And that's the funny thing about this whole thing.
And that's the reality. You can see on the TikTok, you can see on the Facebook when they do the graduations.
The thing is, bro. I know how many of them applied for it. I know. There's so much of them that applied for these things. Remember a few months ago, we put out the post where we said, guys, go out, you know, apply. You know, myself and Councillor Jacobs was at the police station. The opportunities came out. We were like, guys, apply. And you know how much young people came there to apply to be part of the force? They don't want that.
Got it, my bro. That's why I'm saying the state has failed us. The system is designed in a way, my bro, to keep us muzzled.
Heavily.
But like what me and you are doing now, my bro, we are unmuzzled since when it comes to this shit, because at the end of the day, man, that we need our people to recognize, man, that it's not gonna bad. We are gonna be against Makar, since we're gonna be divided. At the end of the day, our light is, my bro. Since and the youth after us and the generation after us is getting affected. And the more we're gonna remain silent, my bro, because iemand bly fucking shit on the land on the TV. Or some means just the leave on the land, since because at the end of the day, it's keeping our people fucking dormant, my bro. Since the emotions and shit that they have, now just keeping it the line, my bro. Since and we can go further into this when it comes to religion institutions and all that stuff. But on this point of SAPS, my bro, it has failed us, man. Since that's why it hurts and it saddens me that people say, yeah, we know the shooters, but we don't pimp, my bro. Who do you trust, bro?
You know,
who do you trust, bro?
I read something.
Guns get machine, bro.
I read something earlier on Cape Flat Stories. That's run by like what's his name? Stanley Jacobs. Brilliant guy. You know, opens up a platform to discuss you know, people's stories, you know, and people sending random things to him anonymously, and sometimes they would come out and say who they are. But this one specifically just like stood out for me, and this is the problem. So he says here that you see why many government structures aren't functioning properly is because in many cases people don't have a passion for their jobs. It's purely for the salary and the benefits. This leads to corruption. Start employing people with passion and merit. Then we will see things change. Now, based on that, we go back, and I'm not here to discuss the SAPS salary. with all due respect, I'm not here to discuss the salary, but I know these guys are not even getting paid half of what you even think about. And that is a concern. Because nou, hulle pay klas man. Hulle lewe is in gevaar. No? Nou, it opens up for them to, why they're taking these bribes. I'm not creating excuses for them.
And it's not all of them.
There is genuine, no, look, there is genuine cops. There's genuine cops. There's genuine guys that's really there, for the love of servicing our community. I've met with a few of them that is genuinely there, and I can name a few of them, that really wants to serve the community.
That makes a change.
But then you'll find majority of them is just there because of the benefits. A few months ago, we had an instance here in Beacon Valley. Now, we know the state of Mitchell's Plain and the amount of crime that we're having, it's rising. So we put out a request to have a police visibility, and in this one lady just told us that there's only 2 vans available for Beacon Valley or for Mitchell's Plain that's supposed to service Mitchell's Plain. But when you look in the yard, then you'll see all the vans. And then when you see a random police van standing at people's houses, and then in some instances, bro, they see at the beach, bro, or they're taking their family for shopping. And then I'm like, oh, but you guys said there's no vans available for crime.
It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. And the same like we done awareness na in Kelzer, and he spoke to a brother. He's not gonna name any names, but he was the law enforcement aware.
Okay.
And that comes part with this fucking city, the DA that runs this city.
They do worse.
They failing us, my bro. There was recently intake last year, I think 300 or 30,000 new recruitments. That man waste us, my bro. Now, they ask permanent means to come and take photos with. So I mean, there is also failure in that. Since that they are putting an image there that's so safe and secure, but our people are dying on a daily, my bro. And who do we go to, bro? Who do we go to? That's why, my bro, we need to rise up, man, and we need to put people in power that really fucking cares about us, my bro.
Elon Musk made that some people, they are more concerned about the perception of doing good rather than
Actually doing good.
Yes.
That's the thing. And like Bra mentioned, my bro, that this man is on contract for fucking 4 years. Now, obviously, it's only plug it, my bro. To do what you need to do, to go out there for much and keep the law intact, because they voel it, that they can let you go any moment, man. Ons weet dan dat sy nie permanent is, hoe as het my bro, maar sien ze, how much time did we work at places, I feed ze half, my bro. Sien ze, kijk na man, ons cleaner.
Ai, que se permanent.
My bro. Kijk, het time was a cleaner, I mop kak me, but I just throw a glass of water and I mop it, how pest it's me, bro, because I feel, kijk, man, die permanent mensen sit dan. I must go all out.
Yeah, you must go all out.
So easy it, my bro. And that's why the man is comfortable, my bro, to take off wine and shit.
I agree with you.
That is my point. But all due respect, I respect the man what they're doing. And I respect them, my bro. But there is a few elements, and that's in every sector, my bro. And that element is making the whole bunch corrupt,
our people, and look, we don't realize how important safety and security is, towards the Cape Flats or any other community in general, not just the Cape Flats, because we should be feeling safe and secure, in our surrounding areas, free from violence, free from fear of violence, So my take on it is that I've spoken to this guy. He lives in my grandma's road, so he's in the force as well, in the city. So he's been there for quite some time, and I met up with him. And then we had a nice conversation with regards to, how things has been done within there. Obviously, it's confidential for them, but because they can, just trust me and say, okay, right, I won't name them, but the thing is, that guy, he told me he's been in the force like 5 years. They have the same overall for 5 years, bro. But there's a budget that goes out for the overalls and you know what I mean, for the uniform and and the equipment that they need. But this is old equipment. So my thing is, where is this money going to in safety and security? I always say to people, I won't take away like the fact that SAPs do have a responsibility. and SAP does fall under
No
national
way.
government, and it is a failed department within national government, just like many other failed departments within the national government.
way.
However, it does not take away the responsibility of our local government, which is our immediate government.
Away.
You know,
Away.
they have a responsibility towards us because we are taxpayers. You know, people pay rates. You know what I mean?
need
So
to take
they
care
have a
of us, my bro.
responsibility.
Away, they
So
need
so whenever there's crime or anything happening, and then they would say, yeah, SAPS is a failed dingus and this and this and that. Instead of shifting the responsibility and making excuses, why didn't you show up?
Away,
You
why
get
don't
what
you
I'm
do
saying?
what you need to do?
You're so focused on petty things like this guy, whatever his name is, JP Smith. I over to altyd once there was something that happened in council and I saw him turning so pink. The guy wanted to cry and push his pants because of everything that's happening within the city of Cape Town and within his department of safety and security. So what happens is that he focuses on stance cause. Maar as daar nou geskietery is, ek kan hulle nie uitkom nie.
Ek kan hulle niks doen nie, my
You
bro.
get what I'm saying?
Kan hulle niks doen nie.
Then you're not coming out. When people paint on the walls Free Palestine, you want to send out 5-6 vans to come and do that. But when we have gangster signs all over the Cape Flats,
Fokol is being
you
done,
don't
my
come and paint that.
Ain't
You
shit
don't
being
come
done.
and... And then immediately when NCC comes out and say, guys, what the hell? You guys are not painting the gang signs. And then the next day you see the puppet.
The man,
Angus,
yeah.
I always say he's Candice McKenzie. Now he comes out and he's all of a sudden a painter. Now I'm like,
And that's the thing, but that's where it comes in again, my bro.
manipulation,
That's
bro.
where it comes in again that we need to take a stand, we need to talk out, and we need to speak up against what is happening. Because at the end of the day, yeah, we are divided as a people, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Especially you will get people that will comment, nah, Kaigi, but you must take responsibility. And it's usually the ones that is working, that is uitgesort. But they don't realize, no matter
And then that's
how,
on your door, then you
how-
also going to be affected, no?
how fucking high your fence is.
yeah.
You might have the nicest house
Yes.
in the ghetto. You might have a pool behind in your yard. But your lady must go to the shop. You
Yeah.
must reverse out to go and work 4 o'clock in the morning. Since
yeah.
you don't know if that bro don't stand there with that pipe. Understand? That was stolen or that allegedly whatever got missing out of the fucking police station. You don't know
And
if
now
that
when
money
you're
out there-
robbed, then it's a your problem now.
But when
and then it
people
becomes
stand
our
up,
problem.
like the National Colored Congress, when the man stand up, my bro, and then yeah, you are this, you and that, and our people need to realize, man, that they must stop fucking op gat krippers,
If-
man.
if
You
I'm gonna
must
be honest
stand up
with
for
you,
what is right.
I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what? I don't really care what people say who don't see the light.
Away.
There's some of them, and it's been said in the Bible and in many books that you'll find that is actually food for thought.
Away.
That if you don't see the truth, and many people don't want to know the truth, but they don't want our people to know the truth. So I always say it like, when it comes to our people and the topic of being rich and poor and all of that thing, I always say that we are not poor when it comes to money. Yeah, that's one factor. No? That is another fact. That yes, we don't have money. However, our mindset need to change. We are poor. It starts here. So we're poor in our mindset, and they feed us all these negative things and they tell us that we can't stand together and with this and with that, and it becomes a norm. And the more we start to think it's okay. Yeah, some sort of culture that we start to believe it.
We start to believe it. That's why you get movies like certain movies
There
that
you
now gets
go.
out, and they are stereotyping us in a certain light, and we feed into this, even in the music industry and stuff like that, and we tend to believe that that is who we are, that is colored culture and stuff like that, but that is not the case. But yeah, before we go any further, Brother Joe, thanks man for hopping on board. I hope those who are listening to like and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to be a guest, if you want to share your opinion, you can just fucking drop your name in the comment section. We will link up and then we can have more discussions about what is really taking place, man. Because like I said, we are unmuzzled, and we're waking our people up, man. And thanks again to our sponsor of this episode, the Soul Entrepreneur. Much respect to that. And any final thoughts, bro?
all I can say to people is that this platform is here for us, all of us. You know, the idea behind this whole thing is to really uncover who we are, man. You know, as a people and as a First Nation people or descendants of the Khoi. So I think fundamentally we need to focus on building our community, and that's why this platform is here, you know, is to uncover the stories that is not being told about us, to uncover the truth about what is happening in our communities, because you'll find these big media houses is not covering, you know, what's happening in our communities, you know, because certain people need to be covered in certain ways and certain aspects. But we have created this platform now to open it up to all of us, to all of you. So that's why Brother L is saying that the platform is here. So you're more than welcome to join us, you know, on this journey and to say, look, guys, I would like to express myself in this way and that way, you know, so that we can connect, man, on different levels, you know, so that we can come together. But before we go, you know, I want to say to everyone in the surrounding areas of Mitchell's Plain and the Cape Flats, if you know and if you feel the effect of crime and gangsterism in your community, then I think Thursday should be the time where you're going to come out and say that I want to be part of change. There's going to be a protest that is happening.
25th of January.
Our platform is the platform is not how can I say encouraging any violent protest or anything like that. It's merely just saying that we need to stand up for what is right. And when our forefathers and grandmothers and parents fought in the apartheid, our freedom didn't just come like that. So it's the same thing that we need to realize now is if we don't stand up and if we don't say that, look here, man, I'm going to sacrifice. You know what? I'm going to be blunt about it, man. Even if it means that you need to take a day off from work, make it happen, man. Make it happen, because at the end of the day, that 300 rand or 200 rand you're sacrificing for you one day at work, you know, could be saving your son's life or your neighbors' sons or daughters. So let us come out in our numbers and support initiatives like this. A few months ago, we all do support the Free Palestine movement. 100%. I am with that 100%. So as much as we saw 300,000 people being out there, I think we need to get times 3 or times 4 that amount of people out on the Cape Flats so that government can see the seriousness. Because I'm going to tell you this, guys. They're going to come out now and they're going to start knocking on your doors to come and get your vote. But they can't knock on your doors and say, what can we do to help your community develop and to, you know, assist you in whichever aspect it is that we need to assist you. The only party doing it, not that I want to boast about it, the only party that is down on the ground is the National Colored Congress. Since the last election, since before the election, heading into elections, and it continues that way. But on Thursday, this is more than politics. This is more than politics. It's people before politics. And that is one thing that people misunderstand is many of these politicians, they put politics first and they forget about the people. You know, so I don't care who comes out on Thursday, whichever other political party you are, if you really want to see change in your community, be part of the change. You know, be part of the change. If I want to see it, I need to be part of that thing. You know, because change starts with me. That is the important thing. So on Thursday, get yourselves there, guys. I know it's an important day because it's payday. But many more people, but there's many people that you know what I mean. January has been a long month. So I know you want to express yourself. You want to have a good time. But guys, it is very important, guys. You know what I mean.
Yeah, so come out, guys, man, and that's gonna be between 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock at the Mitchell's Plain Police Station, at Town Center. So hope to see you there, guys, man. And just another food for thought. Remember that we are for the truth, no matter what. No matter what. So, guys, like and subscribe. But peace out, man. Thanks for joining us.
Let's it.
Haze.